Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. The presentation today will be a joint presentation with the Dubai Real Estate Institute, and they'll be talking about marketing. It's going to be talking about marketing tips, and then there'll be a little bit of section about how to market your properties, your projects on Realopedia itself. I'm your host and your MC today. My name is Paul Jibara. I'm the Director of Marketing and Business Development for Realopedia. I've been in the marketing and the research industry for over 25 years. Prior to joining Realopedia, I was a prominent member of the core marketing management team in Abu Dhabi, establishing, launching, and the exponential growth of Kizad, as most of you might know it, and Abu Dhabi Ports. Prior to that, I worked for a real estate developer in Abu Dhabi as well, Al Qudra, as well as I established the office and the launch of a top 5 worldwide marketing research company in Dubai itself called Ipsos. And I've done extensive over hundreds and hundreds of research projects and quantitative, qualitative feasibility study, business to business, and so on over the last 20 years that I was in the Middle East region. My guest presenter today is Michael Sabah. I have the great pleasure of welcoming him onto our webinars today. Michael is a lecturer in DREI. He's a highly experienced computer literate executive with leading abilities to drive team members to new levels of success in a variety of highly competitive industries, cutting edge markets, fast-changing environments. He has a strong technical and business qualification with an impressive track record of more than 30 years of hands-on experience in marketing, sales, business development, and strategic planning. So it's my great pleasure to welcome him. I will now hand over the webinar to him, and it's over to you, Michael. Just one second. Let me just switch this across to you. Okay, Michael, you're on.
Hello, Paul. Can you hear me?
Hi. Yes, I can hear you. So you can.
Yes. Good morning, everyone. I am very pleased to welcome you on behalf of Dubai Real Estate Institute, and I will be presenting some marketing tips for real estate agents and real estate business in the market. The objective of this course will be to first give you a small hint and feedback on the business, what is business, then on the marketing theory and some clauses and some tools that we use. We'll go through marketing fundamentals, hoping that you will be able either to benefit from these tools as they are, or you'll use them in your daily life. And the last part will be on the presentation on the marketing tips, what we recommend for real estate agents in the market, specifically the UAE and the GCC. What should you do? What are the good things, bad things you should avoid? And we'll tackle in this part also the social media impact on business in general. At the end of the session, I hope you can take 1 or 2 questions if you have, and I'll be very pleased to answer them. All right. Okay. Let's start with the first part, which is the business basics. And the definition of a business, which I would like to remind everyone, is that it is an activity that people do for living. In general, they do it to make money. And this activity can be done at all ages and can be done by everyone, because at the end, we want all to make money to be able to buy food, then shelter, which means home, and then transportation tools from a bicycle to a car or plane, and more fancy things like entertainment and luxury items, like probably yachts and other things. So as a second part, there are people that do and go into business, not because they need money, but they need to spend time and be occupied. And these are not minority, but there are quite some, in general, third age people that are interested to get busy and make an occupation in their lives. Another part also are people that are innovative. They come up with ideas. They create good environments and some improvements. And they are in business because they want to implement what they have in mind. They come up with an idea and they want to make it work. So they go into business. Another part will be also a pleasure to manage people. And I'm sure that you have seen many movies where you can see the impact of people influencing others. And this is a pleasure. It's not money related, but it's managing people. One more is a joy of creating large organizations or companies. They want their name to be reflected with an empire. And many examples are in our part of the world where now their name has become worldwide recognized. Another part will be looking for reputation, achievement, or historical recognition. One more is also some people would like to help and assist others. And these companies that are created, they are called NGOs or non-governmental organizations. And their objective is to not make profit, just to use the money of others to help people in need. Some of them would like to do social networking and activities and do clubs or events there they get people in together. And of course, there will be many, many more. I hope that this will summarize a little bit about all the different aspects of business and why do we go into business. Now, I want to talk about the main business objective. As you know, everyone has one objective in mind, is to make more money. If you go into business, the investor or the owner of the business will push all their stuff, and specifically the sales department that are the face of the company that are going to pull money, and they have one objective, make more money. There's one more word that I always like to add, is this one. So it's make more money always. And as you work in organization, you see that the pressure on the sales department is so tough that they have to perform always and permanently to bring money to the company. Having said that, and going back into company structuring, the department that brings the money is the sales department. All the other departments in general are the departments that spend the money. From marketing, it's an expense, finance, legal, development, support, all are spending the money. So the real burden is on the shoulders of the sales department to go to the market, get money inside the company. And to do that, they need a specific tool, which is called marketing. And I want to brief a little bit here on the theoretical part of marketing. Marketing is one small word. However, it's an entire world of activities. And I just want to mention in this very short session, Dr. Philip Kotler, who's a marketing expert and recognized as the marketing guru in this 20th century, who has developed, they called it the 4P strategy. He says that if you want to do a correct marketing activity and campaign, you need 4 Ps. One, you have to make sure that you have a good product, which you should know inside out. When we say good product, it means it should be competitive, it should have leading edge over the competition. Then you have to define the place where you want to sell it. It's the second P. Third will be a very dedicated and tactical promotion after you have set the correct price. Therefore, to succeed, at least you need these 4 points in your marketing strategy. I will skip quickly on this theoretical part to go to the fundamentals of marketing. Usually in the traditional marketing that we do, they have what they call the POS materials like brochures, flyers, leaflets, and I mention here SPAs because this means sales and purchase agreement. The design, structure, the way the font is used of a sales and purchase agreement is an added value to your marketing activity. You know, when the customer comes to sign after you have done your efforts, is the sales and purchase agreement is not of good relevance, it's not inspiring. Some customers are, let's say, worried about it, and sometimes they just stop the deal. So in every marketing activity, in the traditional material, you need POS material, like roll-up banners, flags that can be placed in front of your office and your sites, signboards, wherever you have the opportunity to expose your product and put it visible to workers, drivers, and every person related into this business. You need a lot of photographs and videos, and you need also a scale model. Scale model is a product, a typical copy of your building or school or supermarket or whatever you're planning to construct that represents true to life the real project. Scale models are improving with time. Now they are multifunctional, they have transferring lights, they have moving parts, and they give a true overall feel and look of the project. However, they don't take into consideration the environmental area, like other buildings or the sea or a canal or river or sand desert. That's why we move to the next part, which is the digital world. And here you have all the fantasy of creating appealing videos, 3D animations, walkthrough, and that you can play them back on your mobile phone, tablets, or any other device like computers or large screen or even multifunction screens that are placed publicly or in some specific areas. The use of drones today helps create amazing 3D videos. They have the flexibility to fly high, to go in every direction, take shots that a conventional camera cannot, and also create 360 all-around zooms and also 3D pre-rendered images. They can be very efficient in places, and they are so small and very convenient for the marketing team to use. There are today virtual reality applications that can take the viewer or your client into feeling this apartment or office or mall that you are presenting or trying to sell. In this virtual reality, it can show her the real aspect of moving in, going into every apartment, going in every office, checking the signs, right, left, up and down, and giving a real look and feel for them to convince them at the end to buy your product. There is a new technology called augmented reality, which is applicable now in some of the big suppliers of items, but it's taking its shape into real estate, and many applications are already on the market. And I recommend people to have a look and try to view this augmented reality because it gives additional views to the virtual reality. The digital world also has opened the social media, which is known mostly by Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and Twitter. And we'll talk about it just in the next slides. And search engines, and in this case, the search engine optimizer is a very good tool to streamline your clients and your prospects and your leads into one funnel. We'll talk about it also just in a few minutes. From physical activities, model home is a true to life that now most of the developers are building to not only give a digital feel to the client or prospect, but to make them feel at home with real rooms, real tables, real couches, real bedrooms. And people are invited here to come and visit these model homes that will give you real edge on closing a deal. Many customers that are that are buying off plan would like to go to the site. And this is another service that marketing is playing a role, where they arrange program visit to sites with clients to show them the progress of the construction and the environmental area, the surroundings, projects or buildings that are already in place, and the importance of this location that you will be able to sell. Other forms of activities are roadshows that are done in many places, like launches, exhibition, and seminar. You have social entertainment and CSR, which is important also in today's world, where the media is attentive to these activities. And the last one is sponsoring. Sponsoring is important because it gives also an exposure to the brand that you represent and will help you catch new leads. We will talk in the last slide the difference between lead, prospects, and client. I move to the next business tool, and here we talk about what we need to do to be ready to go to market and do our marketing activities. Beforehand, every marketeer and agent has to make sure that they have the secure budget and relevant to the objectives of the project. When I say secure, it means the money should be in place, and relevant, it should be aligning with the objective target of sales and support. It's never enough to repeat that sales and marketing are doing one job together. Even though different, but they are a team that has to work hand in hand at all times. If we want to quantify the difference between marketing and sales, we can tell you, and I can tell you personally, that most of the activities you do in your life are marketing. And when you talk about price, that becomes sales. I give an example. When you wake up, in the morning, you decide what to dress. What to dress is marketing. How you arrange your hair is marketing. The way you drive on the highway with your car, the car that you select is marketing, etc., etc. It's exactly similar to real estate and market activities. You want to promote your product, your real estate product. You have to do brochures, marketing. You have to do websites, marketing. You have to do social media marketing, etc. You talk to the customer. You explain all these unique selling points. This is marketing. When you start talking about price, that becomes sales. And sales, of course, should involve the price, the negotiation, the closing, and to reach the signature moment. Now, once you have the budget in place and you are sure it's relevant, you have to prepare your marketing campaign to generate the maximum number of leads. Before and in parallel, you have to have well-trained sales force. Sales force means the sales team, the receptionists in your company that are going to receive the calls, your customer care team that has to respond to every inquiry that comes from new customers or existing customers. You should have in your company, ideally, a CRM program that will help you monitorize and select and identify hot clients or customers or prospects. You should have in your hand comparative property pricing with something similar, your neighbors, the adjacent project, to be able to compare and give the correct advice to the client. You should have research, and here market trends are important to always look at. You have to also try to find the best research in the market, get the real estate government data that in the Dubai it's available, and some customers and some agents have access to that. Make sure that you are aware of the return on investment the clients are looking for if they're investors, because an investor is interested in how to come into the project and how to exit it whenever he decides to, and in between make sure he has the highest amount of money made. If you can have historical data and accurate on-time delivery of your company, that will be another advantage. Example, if your company has already produced or built a project and you know that they have delivered on time, use it and mention it as a reference. That will help also higher confidence with your customers and peace of mind for future deals. And when your project is completed, the handover is extremely important, where the customer will take care of his property and enjoy the visiting and finishing that you'll be able to provide. And at the end, make sure that return on investment to the company is fruitful and well seen by the management. If this marketing strategy is implemented correctly, marketing agents will have a leading advantage over competition, and they will be able to produce a lot of leads and hopefully a lot of sales. Now we talk about the real estate agents on social media. Social media is available now to everyone. It has its advantages and inconveniences. One of the advantages is that you can reach many people around the world with a click of a button. You can have published photographs, videos, live chats with your clients or prospects, and you can have also all kinds of virtual reality and augmented reality applications put on them. Some of the inconveniences are staying online most of the time, difficult to bring always new stories to the clients or to the investors, and compete with the competition. If you want to go into social media, you have to set up, let's say, an account on LinkedIn, Instagram, and Twitter. You have to specialize in your area only. Don't try to expand to other areas to make sure that you are able to focus on the territory that you're covering. Try to create a killer profile. That means a profile that looks really good, with good pictures, good references. Also, if you can add recommendations from some customers, that will be an added value to your social media. Use the best quality images and videos. These are important because people are buying a dream when they buy a home, and this is their entire life savings in general if it's end user profile. And if it's an investor, also, he will be happy that if he buys into your project, he will be able to sell it later. Make sure that you list your offerings and your property professionally. When we say professionally, it means it should not be clustered. There should be not a lot of data and blah, blah, blah talk. Go to the point and make it easy for the reader to see it. If you have the chance, use geo-target ads. It means an ad which is linked to a location. Now, Google Maps is one of the examples that are used in many property developers, where you click on an ad and it will take you directly to the location. With another click, it shows you the virtual reality of everything around it. If you have neighbors information, like buildings around you or new projects or new mall getting in, schools, publish it. Express care to your clients. Make sure that your clients feel with you and engage as much as possible in live discussion. So in summary, if you want to summarize this, the most difficult part of social media is to keep publishing new interesting stories and updated photos, videos, animation, and other relevant items to maximize stay on page and return of server visitors and members. Remember that if a visitor comes to your page, if he doesn't find something new, he will not come back again easily. Therefore, social media is very important, but it requires a lot of attention, a lot of time for you, almost 24 hours per day. Some tips now for real estate agents, and these are based on best practice. We recommend that you specialize in a specific area. We advise the smaller, the better. The reason is, first, you will know the area inside out, and you should be able to study carefully all surrounding this building, malls, schools, and hospitals that will present unique selling points to your clients. Here, when you take care of few buildings, as an example, you'll be able to know every layout by heart. You'll be able to know some customer living inside them if they are there. Or you'll be able to know your construction progress comparing to other construction projects around you. Therefore, the smaller the area you can specialize in, the higher chances of succeeding in doing a sale. I would like to open a small parenthesis here on the types of customers. In general, you have two major ones. You have the end users and the investors. End users can work with you either to rent an apartment or to buy a property, while investors want to usually buy the property either to rent it or to sell it again with a profit. Therefore, you have to define as soon as possible and as soon as you start tackling a certain area, the type of customer you want to handle and how to handle them during the one working day. A small note here, usually in general, a good salesperson cannot handle more than 50 customers. And if I'm saying this is to just let you focus on the customers that you have, because when you have good customers, you establish trust with them and long-term relationship, and definitely long-term work, sales, and make more money. You need to price your product correctly from day one. What we mean? It means it's not easy to bring the price down if the market goes slow. Therefore, make sure that you price your product according to actual market with the fastest possible way to sell your property or rent it. In this case here, many agents think that if they put the lowest price, they will secure the best deal. The price is one component, that the presentation of the product, the photos, the videos, the historical success that you should put on your website, on your profile, as we mentioned earlier, the killer profile, will help you overcome the price issue. Also, your experience in the market should be highlighted. If you have been there for a couple of years, mention it. That will create a really good impact on the users. And don't forget to target buyers that are qualified. When we say qualified, it means they have the money in their pocket, they are able to do it, and avoid losing time with some of the clients or prospects that really are not of a certain caliber. Propose and negotiate the best terms and close the deal the easiest and the earliest. When you have customers, please take care of your existing customers because they represent 75% of your business. And these customers can recommend you to their relatives, friends, and they can upscale regularly. It means buy a bigger property when they have a bigger family, and they can also help you in many other fields. Align with other agents and agencies to maximize reach. In this case, you can talk to other agents in the market, and this is a common practice here in this part of the world and in Europe and USA, where agents will share and try to get customers that are in every area for profit for both of them. And if you have the luxury, expand to foreign territories through your existing clients and external agents. Now we talked about on the last slide, which is real estate agent lead and generation. And here I'll be very brief on explaining the difference between a lead and a prospect. A lead is the process of attracting and converting strangers and prospects into someone who had indicated interest in your company's product or service. It means if I place an ad in the newspaper, or on the website or on the media, I receive interested people that are going to respond to my ad. These are called so far leads. If you communicate with them and they respond to you, that becomes a prospect. Even a question is already an engagement. So once they engage with you, they become prospects. And leads have to be cleaned and optimized, as well as prospects should be qualified and secured. And the main difference between prospect and leads is their engagement. They have to talk to you and you talk to them, and make sure you give them the best information, most accurate, supported by documents and proofs. The search engine optimizers also is a very good tool to try to stream leads to your website or from your website, and it will help you also in inbound marketing, which helps also in achieving good sales. That's it for my presentation on the marketing tips for real estate agents. If we are able to take some questions if you would like to. I'm open to discussion. Paul, do we have time for that?
We will at the end of the presentation. So I just have a few more slides myself to present. So I'll do that, Michael. Thank you so much. That was very, very interesting. And I will now just do a few more slides just on complementing what you have actually said. So in terms of what Michael had said in terms of marketing, there are, as Michael said, there are many, many tools. And one of the tools to market on an international basis is actually Realopedia. So on one of your slides, Michael, you said to expand to other agents and to foreign territories. So Realopedia is one of those territories that, one of those website tools that allows you to reach on a global basis. We are a business to business portal, and we're the first online real estate e-marketplace and online booking platform within the MENA region. And what in terms of the number of members we have around 114,000 members from around the world, from about 55 countries, which means that if you are a real estate agent in Dubai and want to expand on a global basis, a tool for you, as Michael was saying, is actually Realopedia itself. This allows you to connect and to reach on a global basis. And in terms of information, and a lot of things that Michael you said is very interesting, because it does, you know, what we have in Realopedia does complement what you've actually said. So we have, in terms of research information, in terms of knowledge hub marketing information, we have a data bank within Realopedia itself, called the Knowledge Hub and the Media Center, that gives you information on statistics, on webinars, on exhibitions that we participate in, education and training. We also have a Realopedia e-magazine that gives you information about different projects, different developers, different things from around the world. Our e-magazine in particular, it comes out every quarter, and we've got one that came out in July, August. We've got one coming up towards the end of November, beginning of December. And if the agents want to reach out on a global basis and to try and represent developers from different parts of the world, then we also have something called the Developers Preferred Agents Program. One of the things that you're highlighted, which is how to sort of, you know, the various marketing avenues that we have within Realopedia itself. We have banner advertising. So you can do banner advertising on the homepage. You can do large leaderboard, MPUs, sponsorship, which you mentioned. We have the e-magazine. We have a direct mailer, EDM, webinar sponsorship, and we have the Knowledge Hub. Just very, very quickly in terms of what the homepage logo. So if you are a broker, a developer, a real estate agent, you can actually be on the homepage itself, where you can browse the members, some of the members and partners on there. That gives you visibility and access that you need to see with, you know, on a global basis. You have, if you want to look at, you know, media advertising, you have the large leaderboard on there, which is on the homepage itself with for the local market. If you are looking at specific an MPU, which is 300 by 250, you can be specific for your particular. As Michael was saying, you've got to get the communication correct in terms of the marketing size, enticing the customer, enticing the investor and the end user to come to you. So a particular ad or the message that you have in there, it's very, very important. Having that on a portal like Realopedia, you can have it either on the property page, on the project page, on the developers page, on the agents page. There are so many different pages that allows you to have that, and you can actually see that and see how it appears in there. All of those are also linked, as you can see here. We gave an example of the waves. You can actually upload them onto your social media site as well. So that actually does allow you to reach a much bigger audience. We have media sponsorship. If you want to sponsor, if you want to be on the main page, on the banner page, which is the top banner page within the different pages. We have the e-magazine, and you can look at that. This is the latest one, which is all about Sharjah and a couple of projects that we talk about in terms of investments in Sharjah. And this is the beauty about this, is that it goes out to our database of customers, which ranges from agents to brokers to developers to private investors all over the world. And it brings the Middle East region onto a global platform. It brings Dubai, it brings Sharjah, it brings the UAE, it brings the whole region onto a global platform. And likewise, it brings, it reaches on a global basis. So this is a very great avenue to look at if you want to expand your network and reach a global basis. These are the basic, if you want to do advertising on there, you can sponsor the cover page. We have quarter page, we have half page, double page, full page that you can do. We also do a direct mailer on your particular project. So if you have a project or you have a specific thing that you want to reach the database that we have. For example, here, Luta, some of you would have received that because some of you would have been on our database. That actually reaches out on a much wider perspective. We have the Knowledge Hub, again, some of the presentations, some of the blogs, we have country statistics, we have crowdfunding. This is information that is available that you can access on Realopedia. And this is sharing the knowledge and expanding the knowledge within that. So Michael, some of the things that if you want to put some of the things related to marketing, then that would be something that we could easily actually include within Realopedia itself. So Realopedia basically is the e-marketplace, is a real estate platform offering solutions using technologies for all industry stakeholders, from developers, agents, brokers to lenders, investors, and corporate affiliates. Realopedia connects and integrates members on a single platform. These are some of our partners. DREI, we're a partner with Dubai Real Estate Institute. We have been endorsed by Dubai RERA as one of the most trustworthy portals for investors and agents. We have a partnership exclusive. We are the exclusive media buying arm for Souk. We have the Canadian Real Estate Association, which is one of the largest single industry trade associations in the world. They have over 100,000, 125,000, and a lot of their members are coming on Realopedia. We are the global marketing partners for Miami Real Estate Association. We have partnership with NAR India. The CEO of Realopedia, Laura Shweri, is the International Liaison Officer for YAPSI Egypt, and we have various other business councils within the Middle East region that we are partners with. Okay, I have a question here. What is the reach ratio in comparison between social media and real estate portals like Property Finders and others? Michael, I'm gonna unmute you. Did you hear the question? It says one of the questions we have says, what is the reach ratio in comparison between social media and real estate portals like Property Finders and Realopedia and others?
Okay, I got the question. Thank you very much. The ratio cannot be 100% defined, but I can just give a brief difference between the two. On social media, when you click on a certain message or you dispatch a message, it goes to many destinations and many end users. They might be interested in your product or they might not be interested in your product, and you cannot control 100% the reaction of that. While on Property Finder, anybody who's using Property Finder is somebody who's interested in a property. So he is visiting this site to find the property either for rent or for purchase or for selling his own. Therefore, I recommend Property Finder as an example compared to social media for agents that are looking forward to publish their properties. And I think the secret of that is focus. People that are focusing on real estate go to real estate websites. And people that are on social media are general people, even though they might be on your, let's say, social network of real estate clients, they will not be attentive to your publication. Will it answer the question? No?
I think yes. I think yes, it does. Then like you have Property Finder, you also have Realopedia as well. You're welcome, Luis Bieri. Yes, it's also like if you want to, as Michael was saying, if you want to advertise on a local basis for your properties, you have a number of portals. One of them is Realopedia. That you could advertise locally, and you will have local investors, you will have local end users that will visit your site, um, and you know, social media, they complement each other. I think that's what Michael's trying to say, that they really do complement each other, and it is something that you could, if you have certain websites will allow you to post your properties that are on their website onto social media, and Realopedia is one of those websites. Any other questions? Okay. I'm just waiting to see if anyone writes anything else. Okay, thank you so much, everyone, for attending the webinar today. Thank you very much, Michael, for your time today. That was really, really very interesting. And we look forward to connecting with you again in a couple of weeks' time. We will have another webinar in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Thank you so much, and we bid you all a very good day. Thank you. Thank you, Michael. Thank you,
Thank you.
Sobia.
Thank you for
Thank
having
you
me.
very
Thank
much.
you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.